for the various industries. One being mulch, the paper industry, asphalt, so different industries that we make colorants for. We also do type of material for the corrugated industry that helps kind of make the process of making corrugated sheets. And then we have another part of our business that we had acquired is called CMC, and they make custom milling machines. And so we have 6 different manufacturing sites throughout the U.S., and then we also have a presence in Europe, and we probably have around 200 employees. Currently with eWorkplace app, we are using the quality module with, in conjunction with Acumatica's production module or, receiving module, or being able to do customer specific COAs through, the shipment. One of the things that we've seen improvement on with the day-to-day workflow is just kind of the seamless integration that eWorkplace has with Acumatica. And what I mean by that is prior we had a previous solution that was an add-on to Acumatica, and when we would have to do manually, we'd have to create the quality work order, we would have to manually put the tests that we'd have to go look up the profile of the product and then manually add the test to the quality control order, and manually do all that work. Now with eWorkplace, we had the ability to, it's the automation side of it, where a production order is, the move transaction is done on the production side, and then we automatically get a quality work order created. When the QA technician goes in to do the quality control order, the tests are already there, and they're just entering the data and then processing through. So that's kind of one of the things that we saw a big value with eWorkplace. So any of our finish testing, so once a product is completely complete, we'll use eWorkplace then to do the finished product testing and recording of that data. And then due to the customization that eWorkplace was able to use for us, we'll also do ad hoc QCs, which will allow us then to extend the expiration date of a product when we test it. And then we also use when raw materials come in, we'll use it at the time of receipt to create the quality control order and test raw materials. It was actually Copious that had recommended, our VAR had recommended that eWorkplace was a top-notch solution. And once I kind of saw that the seamless transition and how everything flowed through the system, that's when it was an easy decision to use eWorkplace. Probably our QC techs. So it gives them the ability to, they can go and then see what quality orders have been started and easily enter them in. They don't have to manually create them like they did in the past. So I think the efficiency comes really from our QC techs are going to see that improved efficiency. Chromascape has acquired multiple businesses over the past, let's say, 5 years. So everyone was kind of doing everything differently, from using spreadsheets, using a third-party software. eWorkplace, really is going to be able to allow us to have now all the data in Acumatica, so everyone can go, and it's not like we have to go to a SharePoint site or get access to another software. So that is I think what our pain points were, and now we have the ability to have it all in one central place. I think a cloud-based is an excellent solution, especially for our business. The problem with keeping Excel spreadsheets, it's trying to find it. So people struggle to find where other people put data at. So now that it's in Acumatica through eWorkplace, it's helpful that anyone that has the security access to see the data can review it and doesn't have to go searching for it. Now, what it allows us to do is we can react quicker, because if there is an issue with a product, if a customer has an issue with a product, right, we can easily track the sales order will link us back to the lot number, which will then link us back. We can see the quality control order, we can see what was tested. So it allows us to react quicker to problems. So I guess the previous solution, they had other add-ons besides the quality solution, that those other add-ons that we were using just were not what our business needed. So, we decided that we knew that we didn't need all that extra, all those extra add-ons that they offered. So that's what kind of drove us to look for a new quality solution, and just one that was focused on quality only. We only compared your solution to the existing Tayana solution at the time. Once we, started using eWorkplace and, we got it installed in the sandbox, I knew it was going to work. So we didn't go to look for any other solutions. The efficient kind of automation of automatically creating control orders, and then we were able to customize a issue for us, which was being able to look out and extend the expiration date. So that is kind of the key factors that made us, go with eWorkplace. So better visibility with having all the results in Acumatica, more efficient from the QC lab, so they're able to efficiently enter and process results, and then just the expiration date, extending that is actually a big one for us. One, it gives us visibility, and then it allows us to test the product again, put in the new results, and extend the expiration date without having to do an adjustment. And I would say, also the customization of being able to, have all the necessary information we need, and for the COA, and being able to print on the COA at the time of shipment is a big win. And then also another thing that we like about eWorkplace is the lot traceability. So being able to put in a lot and do a forward or backward trace. So when the issues arise, we can quickly see what has been affected and quickly then take action to fix it. I would think the biggest benefit we've seen there is that our raw materials. So we have a good process. Prior to that, raw materials would come in and they wouldn't get routed to the right place. Now we have those triggers in the system, right? They get routed to the correct place, they get tested, and they get released. So I think we've seen a benefit there. The trigger of the automatic control order being created, depending on where that trigger's at the receipt, at the production order, or the shipment, I think that has been the greatest feature. It's a time saver, right? And then you don't have to notify anyone in the lab to make a quality control order, right? They're getting in the samples coming in. At that point, the production order has already been completed, because they're doing the sample for the finished product, and right, the quality control order is already in the system, ready for them to find it and then go enter the data. Having the COA be able to print at the time of shipment. So what's really great about that is a time saver, and it makes it really efficient, because especially if there's multiple items on an order, it's going to print all those COAs at that time, versus having to go out, find the COA report and print those, enter the information and print them one by one. So that's a time saver for our shipping team when they're getting all the paperwork ready. And then the other customization, which I would say is probably our favorite one, is the being able to extend the expiration date, and then being able to have visibility, quickly being able to identify what is expiring and then taking action on that. There's a lot of times we would go to get a shipment ready, and we would pull material that needed to be recertified before shipping, And right, so we were doing it at the time of pulling the material, which doesn't give the quality techs enough time to recertify the material. So then we were missing shipments or having to push shipments out a day or two in order to get those recertification results. Now we can be proactive, easily see what items we need to recertify. We can look at what items we have open orders for, and then look at those items to ensure that they don't need to be recertified before shipping. And so it lets us, just better service the customer. I think that's the biggest thing, the improvement, right, is we have checks and balances with that system to make sure that we're entering the data properly. The data then cannot be changed after it's been entered, and then it allows us to then easily take action in Acumatica to, if something didn't pass, we can quarantine it, and whereas we would have to find someone else to tell them that, hey, this didn't pass, you need to move this in the system. So it cuts down to, I would say, the non-value added communication. The eWorkplace team was, they were very responsive. They set up meetings. We're in constant communication. Any issues that arose, they quickly got with their team and got it corrected, and then provided us feedback or, had us test. So I would say it was an excellent process. eWorkplace has been very responsive, and, if we didn't understand something, explaining it, willing to set up a quick meeting, to then being able, if there was a true issue, getting with their team and working very quickly to resolve it. And also with the customizations, understand what our customization needs were, and then being able to get us a timeline and a price to get that done. So that was very helpful. If anyone is, looking for a, quality add-on, eWorkplace apps is a great solution, especially once you start using it. I think I would say eWorkplace is a great solution with a great team.